Hello and welcome to this video on successful revision, and this one is about getting the environment right. Hopefully making the most of your time so you can get the maximum benefits. So what are the key steps to successful planning for your revision? Well, you've got to get the environment right. So when you're sat there, you're ready to revise and you can give it all the best. So the first thing is getting organised. Have a folder or magazine rack for each of your different subjects. This way you keep everything together. So when you sit down to revise that subject, you've got everything there at hand. You're not having to scrat around for 10-15 minutes, because you can guarantee that those 10-15 minutes scratching around, you'll be saying, oh, that's 15 minutes of revision done. So you'll be wasting time. The same goes for having all your pens and your paper and everything else ready that you need at hand as well. So again, so you're not wasting time trying to find them. Have your planner on the wall or on the side of your desk so you know exactly what you're going to be studying when you sit down. And make sure everything is in reach so you've not got an excuse to procrastinate and to move around the room. And then know exactly what you're going to revise. Not just the topic, but you've got to have an understanding of the specific part of the specific topic of the subject that you're going to do. There'll be another video on how you can use PLCs and exam specs to achieve this, to make sure it's easiest and most effective for you. Next up, get comfortable. If you can, before you start revising, set aside a specific place where you can revise. It may be in your bedroom, you might be able to borrow a room or an office somewhere else in the house, but have somewhere that is specifically for revision. So when you get in that place, you know and your mind knows that that is where you're going to revise. Make sure it's comfortable, somewhere that you can sit up and be all nice and professional, and somewhere where you can make your notes nice and comfortably so you're not constantly shifting around. Doing it scrunched up on your bed is not the best place to do it, because you'll be constantly moving and you won't be able to write easily. Also make sure it's not too hot or not too cold. Make sure it's just right. And as I said before, make sure that everything is within easy reach. And then the biggie, avoid distractions. If you can, and if you're lucky enough, can you find a place away from other people? Or if you can't do that, could you just come to some agreement that they just leave you alone for a little bit? Make sure you turn off any social media and phone notifications, because that is the biggest distraction that you can imagine. Make sure that the TV, the game console, the radio is turned off as well. And if you do have to have music on to drown out the sounds of annoying brothers and sisters, make sure that you set up a long playlist so that changing the song doesn't become a distraction. And don't have it too loud. Yeah, you need your brain to be able to concentrate on the learning. Ideally, it's best not to have music on at all, but if you do, keep it nice and quiet. And keep the space professional and work ready. It just means that you're going to be more prepared to do the work, and it just sets your mind up to know that this is something that you're really going to focus on. And just as important is plan your time out and your relaxation. Work in 20-minute sessions. You can't work for much longer than that. Then have a quick break. Not an hour, but you might visit the loo, get a cup of tea, go and get a biscuit, and then check your phone. Yeah, I'm sure if you know that you're going to check it in 20 minutes, then that should stop you having a look at it all the time. When you're doing this, move away from your revision area as well. Again, even if it's just a few minutes, it just breaks everything up. And if your revision space is in your bedroom, can you move things out of the way? Can you put them away in the boxes so that when you are trying to relax, it's not staring in front of you, making you feel bad? Have a go at things like meditation or mindfulness. Some people mock at these, but they can really help to relax you. Make sure you eat, drink and sleep well. Keep hydrated. And sometimes it's good to revise with friends, but not all of the time. But again, if you are revising with friends, make sure you plan exactly what you want to achieve with it. And a really good one for helping you to relax is tick off the revision on your plan when you've done it. Because when you look back over it, you can say, hey, I've actually done something here. And that is a way to make your mind feel happier with itself when you've actually achieved something. The problem with the revision a lot of the time is that you feel that, oh, have I actually achieved anything? And it's hard to actually measure that in a short period of time. But if you're ticking it off on your revision plan, then at least you can see what you've actually done. And the key point to take from this while you're getting your environment right, you cannot multitask. Do one thing at a time and make sure you give that all of your attention. If you're revising, you do that and nothing else. If you're talking to your friends, if you're looking at your phone, give that your full attention, but don't try and do both at the same time. Now, that's the end of the presentation of the video, but you can stay watching if you don't believe me about multitasking. So here's a way to prove that your brain is only really good at doing one thing at a time. On the screen, you can see that you've got the alphabet with the letters on there. Now, if you've got a stopwatch or a clock, it's a really good chance to have that out. And what we're going to do is, first of all, I want you to time yourself saying the letters A to N in alphabetical order. And just write down how long that takes you. Okay, so have a go at that now. Pause the video. Okay, you've done that. The next task is I want you to say the letters, but point to them on your device at the same time and time yourself again. Okay, so this time saying the letters in alphabetical order while you point to them and time it. Pause the video now. Okay, the next task, ignore the letters for a moment. And a really simple task is counting backwards from 100 in multiples of 5. So 100, 95, 90, 85, 75, 70. Have a go at that down to 40 and see how long that takes you. So pause the video now. Okay. The final task. These are really simple things. You learned the 5 times table. You learned the alphabet before you were 6, 7, 8 years old. But can you put them together? The final task is I want you to point to the letters in alphabetical order, but this time, each time you point to a letter, you're counting down from 100 in multiples of 5. So, for example, you point to A, you say 100. You point to B, you say 95. You point to C, you say 90. D is 85, etc. So pause the video, have a go at that now. So, well done for having a go at that. How did you find it? Did you find that it took a lot longer? Not only did it take a lot longer, but you probably got it wrong. You got the alphabet in the wrong order. You probably got the numbers in the wrong order. And that's why it's important that you focus on one thing at a time. Because when you try to do two things, you muck them both up and you waste a lot of time. Anyway, hope you found this video useful. Thank you very much for watching and hopefully see you again soon. Take care. Bye.